God's wrath, dragons awakening, demons lurking, monsters unleashed, giants clash, witches curse, God's fury, demons feast, horror reigns, underworld wars.
Before light touched the heavens, before the stars found their place in the firmament, the Babylonian Empire stood at the crossroads of the cosmos. A world without the shackles of heaven or the torment of hell. A realm where fate was not bound by good or evil, but by power, by the struggle of 7 ancient races. These races were not merely born, they were forged, shaped from the essence of the universe itself. Gifted with power, yet burdened with curses, they walked a delicate path between destiny and destruction. The gods were the first. Born from the chaos before creation, they wove the fabric of existence with their will alone. Their power was infinite, their forms woven from the threads of time and space. In their presence, the air trembled, reality itself yielding to their command. But even gods are not beyond weakness. Their power was bound to the very balance of the cosmos, an eternal cycle of creation and destruction. Any disruption could shake the foundations of their dominion. They were rulers, yet not omnipotent. They shaped the world, yet could not command its will. To the humans, they were divine protectors, but to others, the demons, the cursed, the forgotten. They were tyrants, clinging to power that was never theirs to keep. The land was a tapestry of eternity, from the fertile plains of the Euphrates to the sacred mountains where dragons wove their own legends. The Scapi, an indigo abyss, hid the secrets of creation, while the earth pulsed with the lifeblood of all who called it home. Each race wielded strength, yet bore weakness. Some sought dominion, others survival. But the balance was fragile. Millennia of war and uneasy peace, each moment teetering on the edge of chaos. And then there were the humans, the weakest of all, fragile as dying embers in the eternal night. They were the children of both worlds, descendants of divine blood, yet bound to the mortal cycle of time. Unlike the others, they were not defined by power, but by purpose. What they lacked in might, they gained in something far greater: resilience. Their mortality did not weaken them. It drove them to build, to create, to dream beyond the limits of their existence. While others remained bound to their nature, humans could change. They could learn, they could adapt. They were not the strongest, nor the most cunning, but they alone could evolve. And that made them the most dangerous of all. The gods reign, but they are not unchallenged. The demons scheme, waiting for the veil to fall. The cursed walk the lands, seeking vengeance. And the humans, the fragile, stubborn humans, stand at the center of it all. Before the gods carved the mountains, before rivers found their course, the giants walked the land. Towering above all, their bodies were sculpted or from the very stone of the earth. When they moved, the world trembled. When they spoke, their voices echoed like thunder across the valleys. But they were more than brute strength. The giants held a deep connection to the land, feeling its heartbeat, shaping its bones. They were the first builders, the architects of wonders beyond human imagination. Yet with strength came fury. The giants were creatures of honor, but also of wrath. Once provoked, their rage was like an earthquake, unstoppable, all-consuming. The gods respected them, but they also feared them. They lived among the highlands where the air was thin and the world stretched into the heavens. To betray a giant was to invoke a wrath that could shake the very foundations of the earth. Above the world, beyond the reach of mortals, the dragons ruled the skies. They were the lords of the high heavens, their wings cutting through the clouds, their breath scorching the earth below. They were beings of fire and wisdom, their presence a symbol of majesty and terror. Dragons were not mere beasts, they were keepers of forgotten knowledge. Witnesses to the birth of the world. To seek the wisdom of a dragon was to glimpse into the past itself, but to earn their counsel was another matter entirely. Pride was both their strength and their curse. To dragons, all others were beneath them. Their arrogance blinded them to the dangers lurking in the shadows. the rising strength of those they once dismissed. They rarely descended from their lofty thrones, but when they did, their arrival changed the course of history, for the sky itself belonged to them, and none could challenge their rule. In the places where light could not reach, where the fabric of reality frayed, the demons were born. They were creatures of nightmare, sculpted from chaos itself, their forms twisted, ever-changing, their whispers more dangerous than their claws. Demons were not mere monsters. They were deceivers, manipulators, architects of suffering. They fed on fear, thrived on despair. To gaze into a demon's eyes was to face one's deepest horrors made real. They despised the gods, saw them as oppressors. They sought not only to destroy the divine order, but to corrupt it, to unravel creation itself. Demons were patient. They knew their time would come, and when it did, even the gods would tremble. Beyond the reach of gods and kings, where civilization fades into wilderness, monsters roam. They were the children of chaos, creatures of raw instinct, untouched by reason, unshaped by fate. They did not seek war nor conquest. They sought only to survive, and in their world, survival was war enough. The gods had no dominion over them. The laws of man meant nothing. They were as ancient as the earth itself, as wild as the storms that shaped it. To fight a monster was to challenge nature itself. Between life and death, between light and shadow, the witches walked. They were neither divine nor damned, yet feared by both. Keepers of lost knowledge, wielders of forgotten power. They wove spells from the very fabric of the world. But magic came at a price. Power demanded sacrifice, and the witches had long since paid the cost. They did not seek war nor favor. They sought only balance, and when the world threatened to tip, they alone decided which way it would fall. The struggle continues, the balance trembles, and the question remains, who will rise and who will fall?